It's adventure time! Oh! Почет, товарищ. My name is Calvin. Welcome to Russian Gamer Guy. Welcome back to Hercule Poirot. And today we're doing chapter number 6. We're continuing our little investigation. Let's talk to Archibald.
Aye, detective.
I'd like to search the guests' bedrooms.
Is that really necessary?
Oh, yes, it is.
The murderer remains at large, and there is still no sign of the weapon. I would say that makes them essential.
Of course. I still just cannot imagine any of them being guilty of his murder.
It may be hard to imagine, but it is the truth.
Why Monsieur Poirot doesn't care about Archibald? Maybe it's him. When you returned to the study last night, did you notice anything different from our previous visit?
Nothing. But I was so preoccupied with the major. Sorry, detective. Should I have?
Don't tell.
Perhaps it was just my mind playing games again.
Right?
Maybe one of the guests got lost and wandered in.
If a guest had taken a wrong turn, finding themselves in the major's bedrooms first, I'm sure they would not have proceeded through the next door unless they were not lost at all. Who has access to the safe in the major's study?
Master Hagen had a key, obviously, and Lady Vandenbosch.
Monsieur Demir was quite sure Archibald also had a copy of the key. It is not something one would easily forget. Regarding access to the safe, you have seen its contents before, huh?
When requested, aye. If something is required from there when Master Hagen is not around.
Forgive me. If he is not around, how is it you access the safe?
It's not what you think, detective.
What I think is that you have been trusted with a copy of the key, and you have lied to me about it.
Okay, go off, Poirot.
I only lied because of the trouble I can get into with Lady Vandenbosch.
At this moment, monsieur, you should be more worried about the trouble you shall find yourself in with the law.
With me.
I know how it will sound, but I lost my key. I must have set it down somewhere, and it has been tidied away. Master Hagen asked so rarely for me to go in the safe, I didn't think it would be missed.
Monsieur Sterling's story of his lost key strikes me as rather coincidental. The major's safe is broken into with documents ransacked and letters involving Madame van der Bosch's secret left out. It is a crime with no apparent purpose. There is a matter regarding the contest that we must discuss.
I should have said this morning. I'm sorry.
Monsieur, I am not quite sure you understand the severity of what has happened.
I am well aware, detective. I just thought she would be able to help.
Would you allow a man with a smoking gun to remove his bullet from a victim's chest?
All
I
right.
suppose not.
I understand that Monsieur Sterling was only trying to help, but surely he must have seen what it could do for the integrity of my investigation.
I would like to begin my searches now. Since it is closest, I will start with the west wing.
I may not be back when you return. Here is the key to the other rooms. Please return it when you're done.
Merci. I shall guard it with my life.
First, let us pay the Countess a visit. He's so dramatic, though. New mind map unlocked. Before I can accuse anyone of any crime, I must be sure if they were working alone or with another. This is a perfect opportunity to find evidence of any collision and look for the murder weapon. Perfect, let's go. West Wing, the Margot. Margot's bedroom. Why cannot investigate? I should make myself known before entering. The Countess' room. It would be rude to not address her before searching her room.
Detective, what a pleasure. I did not expect to see you in my chambers.
Chambre de
In a
secrète.
purely professional capacity, I can assure you.
There is no need to act so stiff, detective.
Madame, after the revelation of your actions last night, I'm afraid my sense of humor is all but gone.
I will not apologize again for merely trying to help. Shall we get straight to it then? Let us not waste your time any further, detective.
I saw you conversing with one of the young servants yesterday.
That would be Inga. She has been one of the most promising young women that has come from the shelter.
Okay.
Madame Vandenbosch took in a young lady from your shelter.
Yeah.
There is no need to sound so surprised, detective. She does have a heart.
I did not mean to sound so cruel. I just did not expect Madame to hire someone of that background after the incident with her previous maid, Florette.
People change, detective. You should not judge someone on their past actions.
Believe me, Countess, I know that only too well.
I command you on your dedication with the woman you help. It is most honorable.
Be careful, detective. That almost sounded like a compliment.
It is your actions in this house that have been questionable, Madame. Your work outside is something that many more could take note of.
We do what we can.
Have you been able to find many of the gifts from shelter work?
We wouldn't be doing a very good job if I could only help one girl.
Girls,
I
not
in
gifts.
fact found work for one of them as a maid in Monsieur da Silva's house recently.
She has fitted into Monsieur's home well.
What is better, detective? That she remained in an abusive house, or she is able to rebuild her life with an honest wage in a prosperous house?
When put like that, is she happy in her position?
The happiest she has been in years. I check in with them all as often as possible. And if there was a problem, I would know.
I'm glad to hear that more girls are building a better future for themselves, and it is with help from the Countess that it has been able to happen.
Merci, Madame.
Okay, let's investigate. Margot. Fireplace. Grandfather's lock. It's like everywhere. First aid kit. A first aid kit full of medical equipment, bandages, plasters, antiseptics, and a pair of scissors. Package. Oh, I love the packages. Perhaps a present for the family as a thank you for their hospitality. Perhaps the happy couple engagement has someone in particularly romantic mood. The wonders of modern technology. What a joy it must be to have music in an own house. Home.
Go ahead, detective.
Perhaps I was a little rushed with my response to you examining the Major's
A
body.
compliment and now an apology. Well, detective, you certainly have changed your tune.
There was something I was still unsure of. You mentioned that your training was some years ago.
From my days as a nurse, oui.
If that is so, why would you have brought several pieces of equipment usually found in a physician's bag?
One must always be prepared, detective.
Prepared? At an engagement celebration?
Anywhere.
If I had not brought them, I would not have been able to assist you last night. Perhaps you should be thankful for my precaution and not so suspicious.
Right? I kinda like Madame Margot. And had she not brought them all, I would not have to ask such questions.
Merci, Madame.
I don't know, I really think she is cool. She is nice. Cutie. The ever-guarded Jacqueline Conrad. It's time I should question her on her conversation with the Major before searching her room. Let me see. Okay, Jackie.
Detective, what can I do for you?
Alright, here she is with her American accent.
Mademoiselle, I am sure you understand my reasoning for such intrusion.
If it's going to clear my name, be my guest.
Be my guest, be my
If you wouldn't mind
guest.
answering some questions, it can hopefully be cleared faster.
I'd like to start with your relationship with the Major.
Like I said, he's not the man he wants everyone to think he is.
Oui. But how is it you came to that conclusion?
You don't really want me to recount every conversation I've had with him, do you?
There is one particular I had in mind.
Tell me about your
An
argument.
argument would imply it was a two-way conversation.
And that is not how it was?
Here it is. I've been helping Angeline get exposure, her marriage to Gideon is big news, and his work is really paving the way for others. I saw the chance to get their names out there, and he didn't like it.
What was there not to like?
Your guess is as good as mine, Detective. But if I had to, I'd say he was jealous it wasn't his name at the top of the article.
And his reason to storm off?
Oh, you know about that. Let's just say I didn't accept his pathetic attempt to get me to stop the story. If you're gonna try and pay someone off, at least make it worth their while.
I thought the Major would only be supportive of Mademoiselle Angeline. There must be more to why he would not want her success to be known. I'm sure you have grown wary of this subject, but Monsieur Becker...
You've really got a fascination with that guy, huh?
Uh-huh.
I would not say fascination. An interest, perhaps.
Well, I'll save you the bother of trying to find out more about him. He's not that interesting. In fact, he's a bit of a wimp if you ask me.
That is not the impression I got of him.
That's because you've only seen the side of him he wants you to. He knows what to say in front of the right people. But behind closed doors, he's clueless.
Clueless in what way?
Let me guess. The first thing he told you was that he was a union leader. No, the voice of the people.
Yes.
A man that is proud of his work is not something to be sneered at.
Don't get me wrong, he has a way with words, and he can certainly rally a crowd. But that's about it. At the end of the day, he's a representative and nothing more. He's got to play the part, not just learn the lines.
Mademoiselle does not think particularly highly of Monsieur Becker. She's a strong, independent woman, but to use the term wimp is unnecessary attack on his character. Exit.
Merci, mademoiselle. I shall leave you to relax.
But before that,
thing,
I'll
Detective.
search your room.
And if you...
If I do change it, you shall be the first to know.
Newspaper. Among them a recent article by Jacques Conrad about the riots linked to Ernesto's factory. Peaceful strikes turn to loss of lives as violence breaks out on front line. 3 pages. You can read it if you want. I won't read it for you guys. I'm not into politics or newspapers. Let it be. Jacqueline Conrad. Okay, pocket knife. I presume this belongs to Jackie. Chasing a good story may lead her into some precocious scenarios. Jackie has set up a makeshift office in her room. She must bring her work with her everywhere. Mr. Arctic spotted leaving the Velvet Tickle Friday at 11:15. I don't know, it's just something about some people.
Go right ahead, Detective.
I was surprised to learn Monsieur de Silva and the Major work together.
All Felix cared about was money and filling his pockets with it. That's
Money!
why he got into bed with De Silva.
Power! Glory!
The Major was not in need of money, though.
Need and want are two very different things. Did he need to move here and leech off the madame? No, but he wanted to.
Tell me your opinion of their work together.
As far as I know, De Silva hired him to work security. He was worried what could happen to his precious factories if things got ugly.
And your reporters were there to cover the story when it did turn that way.
My reporters go where there is news to be told.
And you predicted the violence that occurred?
Anyone could see that was gonna happen. If you ask me, Hugo should have acted sooner.
Okay.
Merci.
Okay, that's it. Still nothing. The next guest room. Thanks God I don't have to find them. Here we are in Mademoiselle Angeline Gideon's room. I wonder what we shall find. There does not seem to be anything of interest. It seems they used to be closer. Perhaps their recent behavior was merely a facade. Could it be possible that Gideon collaborated with Zakaria? Oh, they're so sweet. Alright, brothers. Oh my gosh. Handsome brothers. What's up?
Huh.
I could have mistaken it for my own. The bed? Drinking globe. I wonder how many travel. Okay, we already saw it.
Oh.
Okay, I think there's nothing in this room. Right? Absolutely nothing. Next. Second floor hall. With all of the west guest room searched, I should make my way to the guest room on the east of the first floor. There must be evidence of collusion somewhere. He said, first floor. Major's what? Study? Storage room. Oh, okay, maybe I should go downstairs. And all the other rooms are downstairs. Okay. Margot. Okay. Ingi. I don't know how to pronounce it. I forgot.
Mademoiselle, we meet again.
Bonjour, Monsieur Poirot. Pardon, Détective Poirot.
Ça va toi?
Just a detective is quite all right.
Bon, can I help you with something?
It was you that alerted the house to the Major's body, was it
I
not?
was taking him a plate of food, but he didn't answer to my knocking.
You then entered the study.
I did. He wasn't moving. He just lay there.
I did not mean to upset you again. Seeing him there would be troubling for anyone, and I'm sure it is not a memory you wish to relive.
Tell me about your relationship with the
I
other stuff.
suppose we're like a family. We argue, but most of the time we get along.
You must all be quite close then.
Some more than others.
Oh,
You refer to whom, mademoiselle?
Well, Maman Rihanna, she's been here the longest, and she's very close with Lizzie on account of Luke.
how is Mademoiselle Elizabeth's late fiancé connected then?
Maman is Luke's sister. You
Wow.
didn't know that?
No?
I thought she would have said. She talks about him all the time. It must have been awful, losing him in those riots. Apparently, he was right at the front when they were charged. They didn't stand a chance. If I had been the one responsible for his death, I wouldn't want Maman Ray looking for me.
Mademoiselle Rihanna, Maman Ray, she has expressed her desire for revenge.
Every time she talks about what happened.
How is that the knowledge of Luke's death has eluded me for so long? The death of brother is certainly motive enough. I did not see an aggressive side to Mademoiselle Rihanna when we spoke, but I wonder if she would act on such impulses for revenge if the opportunity arose. If you do not mind me inquiring what brought you to the women's shelter.
I guess you wouldn't know anything about life on the streets.
It is not an experience I have had to face personally, but I understand that many are forced into it, and the lifestyle that comes with it.
The lifestyle of a thief, you mean?
Put rather bluntly.
You are the first officer that has not taken one look at me and pulled out their handcuffs.
Mademoiselle, I can see you have turned your life around, and I commend you on your efforts.
Without the Countess, I would probably be rotting in a cell somewhere.
There's an obvious alliance to the Countess and an understandable one at
Merci,
that.
mademoiselle.
New mind map unlocked. Ingi may seem nothing more than a young innocent maid, but there is something that she is withholding. If I am to solve the case before me, I must learn what it is. Perfect. Oh, Zakaria's bedroom. I wonder if Monsieur Zakaria is as seemingly innocent as his brother. I should speak with him before searching his room.
Monsieur Demir, I hope you are feeling better today.
Nothing a good night's sleep couldn't fix.
Très bien. I wonder if you would be up to discussing certain matters with me.
Whatever you need.
I'm sorry if dealing with the Major's body brought up any familiar
I
emotion.
lost my taste for death a long time ago, but it had to be done. I'm certainly in no rush to be carrying a dead body again, though.
Most understandable. I shall extend the same gratitude to you as I did to your brother.
You've spoken to him already. How is he?
Perhaps that should be a question you ask him yourself.
Yeah, maybe.
I spoke with your brother about your past.
I bet he had a lot to say. He always did have an opinion on the war.
When I say your past, I refer to your past as brothers.
Oh. Okay, well, what did he say?
It seems you both had the same sentiment for this party. Perhaps the bridges that you thought were once burnt are in fact primed to be reconstructed.
We'll see how probable that reconstruction is going to be. Until he sees my point of view, I don't know how we can move forward.
What is there for him to understand before the bond can be repaired?
He lost his friends in the war, the same as everyone. But somehow he has forgiven. I'm sorry, Detective, I can't. And Gideon just doesn't understand that.
After speaking with Monsieur Gideon about his brother's state of mind, I think the best thing for them both would be a reconciliation. There is something about Monsieur Zakaria's story that he is leaving out, though. The death of his friend and comrades weighed heavy on him. Your brother was talking with the Countess while in the salon. I was not aware they were so close.
Those two, close.
They must share something in common to be able to hold the conversation for the time they did.
If there is one thing I know about my brother, it's that he will not. No. He cannot be rude. He just doesn't have it in him.
Was it not your brother that punched Monsieur Hagen?
Ah, that's different. He was asking for it. If you put my brother in a room with 5 socialites like her, he would work his way around every single one of them, offering his full attention and finest manners.
Okay.
Merci for your assistance, Monsieur.
Okay, let's investigate. Cigarette. The room is littered with mess. Cigarette butts are discarded right next to the ashtray. Ceremonial dagger. An ornamental dagger from Zakaria's time in the war. The wonders of modern technology. Plant. Why would you look at the plant? Okay, let's talk to Zakaria. He has a dagger. My grandpa also has a dagger.
Always got time for my favorite detective.
Alright, I like him. This is a particular item I found while conducting my search.
dagger. I wondered how long it would take for that to become an issue.
I shall give you the opportunity to explain the reason for it being here before I jump to any conclusions.
It was going to be a wedding gift for Gideon. I've maybe not been the best brother in recent years. I thought this could make up for some of it. After what happened to the Major, I thought it was a bit tasteless.
You did not see it fitting to tell me you were harboring a rather sizable knife in your room?
I wouldn't say harboring. And I wasn't expecting to be a suspect in a murder.
Merci for your assistance.
It's definitely not Zakaria. He is so nice. Monsieur Becker's room. Thanks God he's not here. Inside Hugo's notebook, a hastily scribble regarding a meeting with who I assume Ernesto. It seems he has been attempting to write a speech of some kind, unsuccessfully. True. I wonder, does this fit a pattern of behavior with Hugo? You underestimate the power of man's defiance. You are in position to bring all of this. Money will not save your soul. Okay, it's nothing interesting. It's just him trying to do a speech. With so many siblings, it must have been very difficult for Hugo to get attention. Okay. He wants attention. He's an attention whore. The business-minded Monsieur de Silva's room. He is present, but I must begin my search. Gramophone. There's nothing in his room.
Monsieur de Silva, I am sure you understand the necessity for this type of search.
Not really, Detective. Your speech was rather spirited.
I have not had my abilities questioned to my face by one of those I suspect of a crime before.
Well, if you wish to prove me wrong, you should hurry up and find Felix's killer.
And I hope, with your help, monsieur, I shall.
Madame Vanderbosch spoke of your work with her late husband.
Yes, I helped him invest some money. Unfortunately, he was not the businessman he thought he was.
Madame Vandenbosch had a very similar view. At least he could have taken solace that you are both in the same position.
I think you're confused, Detective. It was Edwin that lost his fortune, not I.
Forgive my naivete. If you were helping him make viable investments, would you not have seen the same opportunity for yourself?
I told him about the opportunities. I did not tell him to put his whole family's wealth into it. The prospect of doing good meant more to him than his profit margins. He was bound to fail.
The business declared bankruptcy.
It did, until it was purchased for a fraction of its worth and made the new owner a small fortune.
I am beginning to see Monsieur de Silva's more ruthless side. It sounds as though the Vicomte was trying to at least make a positive change, but perhaps he was missing Monsieur de Silva's cutthroat edge. What we spoke of last night regarding Madame Vanderbosch.
Everything that I want to say on that matter has already been said.
I understand, monsieur. But what I would like to know is, was the late Viscount aware of your feelings towards his wife?
Excuse me, Detective, but you have crossed the line.
Crossed the line like an attempt to bankrupt a business partner and friend so that you'll be able to swoop in and impress a certain target of your affections.
Oh!
You make such ridiculous accusations without a shred of proof.
Your reaction at the mere suggestion is proof enough, monsieur. While I cannot arrest you for betrayal of a friend, I can hope your conscience does not forget, and that will be punishment enough.
Oh my gosh, Poirot is so fierce. Monsieur de Silva's actions are not criminal offense, but if there was a penalty for the deception and deceit, he would surely receive a life sentence. If he has gone to such lengths before, what would stop him from committing a similar act again, this time to the Major? I know you have worked with the Major, but what do you know of his finances?
He didn't have much to speak of. I was always surprised at the life he lived.
Surprised in what way?
Well, considering it wasn't that long ago he came to me asking about work, I didn't think he was in such good financial shape.
You offered him a position?
Nothing that he was willing to lower himself to. That's when he began talking about what else he could do for me.
Oh, the Major works security for your factories.
If you can call what him and his team did security. For the money I paid, I did not expect them to be so reckless.
It was a considerable amount you paid him?
There's no need to divulge amounts, but it was certainly more than was expected.
One would expect a business of Monsieur de Silva calibre to have agreed a price for the Major services. Why would he allow the Major to barter more? Tell me about the Major security team.
He said they were all professionals. but I saw nothing of the sort. He said he had worked with them all in the army as their superior officer. They were men that could be trusted.
But that was not the case?
I had not even met them before they arrived on site. They brought their own equipment. It looked like they knew what they were doing.
And this equipment, it included the weapons that injured and killed the workers?
It was not much of a choice, Detective. I said they didn't need them, but Felix said it was essential. He said he knew better.
The more Monsieur talks, the shadier his dealing with the Major become. It's beginning to sound as though the riots were no accident.
That is all for now.
Letter. Okay, another blackmailer. Monsieur de Silva, at first you may question the nature of this letter. Okay, no more French accent, okay? At first you might question the nature of this letter, but by its conclusion you will know that what you have fought so hard to keep hidden could be far from it. You have spent years feeding off of the hard-working backs of others and offering nothing in return. Your workers continue to take their lives into their own hands day after day with your shoddy, damaged and dangerous machines for a fraction of what they deserve. Deal after deal is made, and while your pockets become fatter, lining them with more of your blood money, it is your workers that must pay the price. The mistreatment and pain you have caused does not only reside in the factories that you own, but the house that you live in. You do not value the lives of those that allow you to live in the opulence, and I will not allow that to continue. I can no longer sit back and watch as you disregard any sense of integrity or morality, or continue to remain on your self-made pedestal, lording over those that deserve so much more. It's time for you to pay the price. 5,000 francs. It's a small price to pay for my silence, for if I do not... Oh my gosh, something wanted to make a bank. That's it. Bring the money. We all know it's Cordi, Tratata. Okay, otherwise I'll say what you do. Crazy. This blackmailer is crazy. A contract for partnership between Ernesto and Hugo. It's missing Hugo's signature. The agreement is governed by the law of the Kingdom of Belgium. Okay. Ernesto. What is now, detective? Push on why Ernesto hid the letter. Monsieur Demir invited Monsieur Becker so that you two might sit down to find some common ground.
Yes, and no one asked him to.
But surely it is beneficial to both parties. Your profits must have been affected.
There are barely any profits to speak of.
Why have those talks not taken place and the deal arranged?
Monsieur Beckers has made no attempt to speak with me and offered no counter-offer. The ball is in his court, detective.
Although it is Monsieur de Silva's wages and treatment of his staff that is in question, it sounds as though he is at least trying to resolve the issue, surprising unlike Monsieur Becker. Push on.
I have spoken of a potential blackmail ring, and yet you still kept your letter to yourself.
It is none of your business, and it is nothing more than a cheap trick to have me admit something that is not true.
If that were the case, it would be strange for you to have kept the letter and brought it with you, would it not?
Your persistence is a trait I do not enjoy.
Monsieur de Silva has remained blunt, if not curt, with his responses to my questions. Perhaps it would be best to attack in a courteous and emphatic manner, so that he may more forthcoming with the truth of his blackmail letter and its contents. Straightforward. There must be a reason you thought justified hiding it.
No reason, detective. Merely saving you from wasting your time.
I will be the judge of that. I would like to know about any and all evidence that may help my investigation. I trust there is nothing else you deem a waste of my time.
Of course not, officer. It's not as though you think I'm harboring some illicit secret. The letter was a pathetic attempt to intimidate me. Nothing more.
Condemning. Deal after deal is made, and while your pockets become fatter. Okay.
I get accused of making questionable, even
I think
there's...
Okay, one more time. Here we go. Push him. Oh, my bad. Push him down. Oh, you do not value the lives of those.
I have never heard so much rubbish in all my life. I value those that work hard and deserve it.
that suggests there are some that you do not respect.
Yes, well, why should I praise someone for doing a poor job? You make me sound like some monster.
Monsieur, the letter does not only discuss your questionable business dealings, but also cases of abuse against your staff. Both accusations that must be taken very seriously.
Detective, there is a difference between telling a member of my staff what to do and abuse.
And it is you that decides where that line is drawn?
In my house? Yes, it is.
Monsieur does not like being oppressed on the subject of how he treats his staff. If he had nothing to hide, there should be no need for such a reaction. Do you have any ideas as to which staff member may have expressed their abuse?
Please stop calling it that. I treat all my servants exactly how I always have, and no one has complained before.
That does not mean your behavior is appropriate.
They have one chance. If they are not doing the job they are hired to do, they are gone. You would be surprised how many staff expect an easy ride.
I did not expect Monsieur to treat his staff the same as his friends, but I also did not expect him to treat them like stray dogs.
Is there a specific member of staff that may have expected such a ride?
There is one girl, a new maid. I didn't expect great things from her, but Comtesse de Vos promised me she could do what was required.
This must be the young girl the Comtesse spoke of. Perhaps the positions she is finding for these girls are not the best fit.
That is all for now.
Okay. Investigation. Cigarette. Key to the East Wing. Gideon's room is pristine.
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Scrapped paper. Archibald allowed Margot to check the body. Ernesto. Jacqueline thinks Hugo was slow to react. Hugo's notebook.
This will not get me any...
Ernesto employed a servant from the shelter.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Wait.
Some would say a lucky guess.
In Jackie's opinion, she doesn't value Hugo particularly highly. Would her collaborate with anyone else, I wonder? Jackie unlikely to collaborate with Hugo. Okay, Zakaria, dagger was for Gideon. Zakaria says Gideon was polite to Margot. Jesus. Margot helped. Margot works at the women's shelter.
Order and method.
Ernesto's unwilling to pay, blackmailing. Partially signed contract. Scrap paper.
Come, my little Grace.
Maybe his notebook?
Is there something?
Okay.
The pieces of the puzzle of...
Hugo and Ernesto confirm each other's alibis. It's possible that they may have colluded to murder the Major. Can I find anything to support this? Hugo may collude with Ernesto. Hugo's family
I
photo?
must act on thought and fact.
Oh, contract.
What a revelation!
I'm doubtful this duo would collaborate. Would Ernesto deal with another member of the house? Perhaps someone who had never confirmed his alibi. Hugo and Ernesto seem unlikely to collaborate.
I cannot see the logic in this. Come, my little great.
Oh my gosh.
This will not get me any. Another
How it's
success.
connected? Ernesto doesn't strike me as the sort of man that would ask for help, no matter how important. Or Ernesto may have asked Margot for help. Jesus.
Order and method.
I mean, she works and she helped him.
Is there something I am not seeing?
I am definitely not seeing something.
I must take a different approach.
Wait, what? Zakaria hesitant to recording was, Gideon.
Magnifique.
The Demir brothers' strange relationship is enough to suggest they would not have worked together. We got it. What else? Blackmailer. Ernesto. Blackmailer wishes family to leave the
I
manor.
must act on.
But why? Right? Ernesto employed a servant. How?
This will not get me. I should not be surprised by my own skills of.
Margot is making her shelter girls do her dirty work, find dirt on members of the social and elite. Wow, that's crazy. And nothing's here. Okay, I think we should talk to Ernesto first.
What is it now, detective?
Do you speak with Comtesse directly about hiring a servant from the shelter?
She approached me. I thought it was rather brash.
In what way?
Assuming that I would want to take on another servant, and one from such a troubled background. She is running the charity, not I.
Monsieur, there is something you are keeping from me. Your business relationship with the Major was obviously towing the line of legality.
When he came to me, I told him that with the factories on strike and my profits pouring down the drain, I had nothing for him. But he said he could help me get them all back to work and the factories earning. His rates were steep, but he said he knew what needed to be done, and he was prepared to do it. A week passed and they were all still on strike. In fact, even more had joined them. He made excuse after excuse, demanding more and more money for the job to be done. But he never actually told me what he was going to do.
The riot.
I had no idea they were going to charge them like that. How was I meant to know?
And even following such a tragedy, he continued to demand money from you.
He said if he wanted my silence, it would cost. Do you have any idea what it could do to my livelihood, my name? If it got out that I had paid the so-called security that did that.
I have every idea, monsieur. You hired a militia to take action against your own workers. You deserve whatever name is chosen for being so morally bereft in your decision-making.
I didn't know that was what he was going to do. You must believe me.
I have to believe nothing but the truth. And the truth, monsieur, is that it is not only the Major that has the blood of those men on his hands.
Okay.
That is all for now.
He is pissed. Let's see. Any connections? We do have one connection. Margot approached Ernesto to help.
Is there something... I cannot see the logic in this. I must act on thought.
Well, Archibald allowed Margot to check the body.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
Margot may know more than she is letting on if she has an inside link with the staff of the house. I have found no clearer evidence of the guests working together in any capacity. What has become clear is the Comtesse connection to the stuff. Could there be something more to their relationship? Talk to Angie, I don't know. I still don't know how to pronounce it. We're going back to the first floor to talk to Angie, or whatever her name is. Here she is. Thanks God she's close.
Is something you need, detective?
Yes, tell me about the true relationship with
She helped
Comtesse.
me at the shelter, and with this job.
That I am already aware of. What I am not is what else she tasked you with.
Pardon, detective?
I know that your position as a servant in this house is not your only job. What did Countess de Vos ask you to do while in this house?
She said I had to do what she asked, or I would be back on the street. I didn't want to do it. If anyone found out, I would be the prime suspect.
Madame van der Bush would have been aware of young Ingie's past, and she is worried that they would accuse her. What was asked of her must be related to her past life as a thief.
Merci, mademoiselle.
Okay.
I should not be surprised.
Ingie has admitted that her work in this house is not wholly honest. Ingie is assisting with thieves.
Magnifique.
I thought it was irresponsible of Archibald to lose his key, but now its disappearance makes sense. Ingie stole it. Wow. Wow, just wow. Where's the key, bitch?
Is there something you need, detective?
Yes, where's the key?
Nothing. She said I was to take nothing.
If it was not something she wished you to take, what was it?
She wanted me to find out information about the family and Monsieur Hagen.
Why did she request that?
At first I didn't know, but when I heard about Mademoiselle Angeline being blackmailed, and then the Major, I knew she had used what I found.
Perhaps my suspicions of Monsieur Sterling's involvement with the major safe were incorrect. His key was not lost but stolen. Tell me how you accessed the
I
safe.
knew Monsieur Archie had a key, and it would be easy to get it from him.
You knew that the Major asked Monsieur Sterling to access the safe from time to time, and if anything was ever discovered missing, he would surely take the blame.
I never took anything. I only told the Countess what I had found.
And that was?
About Monsieur Hagen and the Madame's relationship. And Angeline.
Oh my gosh, everybody
I'm
knows.
sure the Countess was pleased to hear such valuable information.
She said I had done a good job, but I needed proof. That's why I went back and got the letters last night.
So it was young Inge that beat Madame van der Bush to the safe last night. But why would they be left in such precarious fashion? When I returned to the study this morning, the letters remained out and the safe open.
I fetched the letters again and took them to the Countess last night. But she shouted at me and said what a stupid girl I was.
You were only doing as she requested.
She said it was too dangerous for her to have them with you around. That's when I returned them to the study. I thought I heard someone on the stairs, so I just threw them back. It was dark as I dared not turn the light on. Someone would have seen it.
Trying to slot a key into a lock in the dark is no easy feat. That would explain the scratches on the safe. If Madame van der Bush had only tried to retrieve the letters a minute earlier, she would have surely crossed paths with Ingie.
Merci, mademoiselle.
Alright, Ingie knows of the hidden room. Ingie accessed the safe.
Order and method. That
Safe
is-
access.
I must take a different approach.
Wait, what?
Come, my little
Ingie stole Archibald's key and accessed the safe. I wonder how many secrets the house holds for Ingie to find. Ingie is trying to uncover secrets.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally...
If there is somewhere in the house where a secret lies, it will surely be found in the hidden room. My suspicions of the Countess' connection with the Ingie was correct. She was using the young girl to find out anything and everything she could about the family, while the Countess needs not even get her hands dirty. Alright, connections. We have one more. Van der Bush. Secrets may be in the hidden room. Margot has links to servant members. How do I...
Some would say a lucky guess.
Such a calculating web of lies and secrets, what motive could possibly justify such devious actions? Finally, I have unmasked the blackmailer. Mademoiselle Angeline and the other recipients of such letters may no longer live in fear. Comtesse de Vos shall pay for her crimes. Wow! It's Margot after all. That's crazy. I thought she was nice. Angeline, I'm about to reveal the secret.
Mademoiselle, merci for coming.
Have you had a breakthrough, Detective?
I have. Finally, I have the news you have awaited.
Please, Detective, don't hold me in suspense.
I have finally uncovered the identity of one of holding the Van de Bosch
Oh
name.
my! I feel faint at the thought of knowing who could have done this to us.
It is said to keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. It is Comtesse de Vos that is behind the letters.
I don't believe it. What about the Major's letter?
I mean, it's still her.
Not only his, but a letter to Monsieur da Silva.
She was blackmailing him as well? Detective, I just don't know what to say.
Take a moment, mademoiselle. It is a lot of information to take in.
I just don't understand why she would do such a cruel thing.
What do you know of young Inch's past?
She has never been particularly forthcoming with it. Only that she was homeless for some time and that she was at the women's shelter before here.
And it is there that the Comtesse abused her power and manipulated her to uncover secrets of the family.
All this time she has been working for Margot, doing her dirty work?
I am afraid so, mademoiselle.
Mademoiselle is in a state of shock. To learn that such a close friend of the family has betrayed them in such a cruel way, it must be devastating.
Am I aware?
You are the first I have told, mademoiselle. Next will be the authorities.
I'm afraid that we'll have to wait.
S'il te plaît, mademoiselle, we must go through the correct channels.
And we will. I want to see her punished to the fullest extent of the law. But we cannot telephone anyone, as the lines are still down.
Monsieur Archibald informed me earlier I had hoped they would be working again. Last night's snow must have caused more damage than expected.
Last night? They have been done all weekend, Detective. Detective? Are you okay?
How could I have been such a fool? I saw Monsieur Sterling talk on the telephone, but I heard no ring.
Detective Poirot?
It was all a lie, a scene acted out for my benefit to throw me off the scent. If I believed that the Major was still alive at that time, I had no reason to investigate anyone's whereabouts beforehand. Anyone before being Monsieur Sterling and his staff.
Would you like me to fetch you a glass of water, Detective?
My apologies, mademoiselle. I was taken by surprise for a moment, but I have regained my composure. A glass of water is not required. Would you excuse me?
Okay.
Merci, mademoiselle.
Alright, chapter 7, here we go. The family. God, that's crazy. We're finally getting to the truth. My patience has grown thin. The guests and the staff of this house think it's unacceptable to lie into my face when question and obstruct my investigation. But no more. We shall see how Monsieur Sterling and his staff fare under some pressure. Mind map unlocked. I have been lied to for the last time. My suspicions initially led me to the guests, but now they are firmly placed on the staff. Monsieur Sterling and Mademoiselle Rihanna cannot hide behind their lies any longer. Alright, I'm about to get him. We're gonna do it in the next episode. We are getting so close to the grand finale. I think it's gonna be maybe next episode, maybe next and plus another one. I don't know. But at least we know who's the blackmailer now and who's the killer. We're gonna find out soon. Alrighty, don't forget to drop a like, write a comment, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.